Sheila, Portland, Oregon, the great KUFO. Go.
Hey, I was just calling to find out if all of your the policies that you advocate, the economic policies, were implemented. Where do you see our country going in terms of wages and standard of living? Because my concern is that employees are the expensive part of the piece usually, and if those, I just have a feeling that if we eliminate like federal minimum wage, the wages are going to go down and standard of living is going to go down.
No, the opposite actually would happen. What would happen is if we got rid of some of these regulations, in fact, most of them, what would happen is you would have an explosion of money pouring into this country from other countries. You'd also have an explosion of money, people liquidating assets to make cash available, for instance, if you cut taxes significantly, and money would be moving around more. It's called the velocity of money and so forth. You would create more wealth, you'd create more business opportunities, more entrepreneurial opportunities, more products, more services, more people would have job opportunities, and the competition would actually drive up wages as they have. I'll give you an example right now in North Dakota. You can't hire somebody for the minimum wage in North Dakota because their unemployment rate's like under 4%. They have a booming economy as a result of fracking up there and natural gas. And so you're not going to hire anybody at the minimum wage or near the minimum wage because you're competing for more labor. So if you secure the border and control immigration, illegal immigration, which sort of undercuts, in my view, a lawful, stable economic system, and you unleash private sector forces, market forces, and protect private property rights, actually the opposite will happen. I mean, how do you think we became such a wealthy nation with this huge middle class before we had the New Deal? I mean, do you think America started with Franklin Roosevelt and John and LBJ?
No, but we also, after like the crash of 29, something needed to be done because...
Well, something was done. The crash of 29 was brought on in great part by the Federal Reserve. Milton Friedman wrote his most famous book about this, on our monetary system, that the Federal Reserve kept tightening money, and helped crash the stock market.
How can tiny money...
Did you even hear what I said? Have you heard anything I've said?
Yeah, you're not letting me talk. I was just going to say that. How does...
Ma'am, I let you talk. I'm responding to your questions. What's your next question?
My next question is, what kind of regulations specifically are you wanting to get rid of? What ones are...
No, that's not how it works. If you're the one who supports regulations and they're putting out 70 to 80,000 pages of regulations a year, you don't get to ask me what kind of regulations do I want. We know for a fact that the government's putting out 70 to 80,000 pages of regulations a year. So my question to you is, do you know what regulations they're putting out every year?
Do you?
No, I don't, and I don't want any more of them.
Well, but that's kind of a blanket knee-jerk reaction. You say, I don't want any.
Yes, I'm into blanket knee-jerk reactions at this point because the government puts out 3,000 laws a year, and you don't give a damn. You don't even know which laws apply to you. It doesn't matter to you. Regulations sound good, right?
It's funny, Mark, that you decide what people are to fit your own little paradigm. You don't know Jack.
I don't have a paradigm. I just heard what you just said.
Do.
You like regulations. I just told you there's a whole book that comes out every year, thousands of pages of regulations, and you're not familiar with it, are you?
Pardon me?
No, that's Ma'am, you said you support regulations. I said the government puts out a book every year, the Federal Register, with 70 to 80,000 pages of regulations. You've never looked at a single one, have you?
Yeah,
I have litigated against scores of them, but you haven't looked at a single one, have you?
Pages of new regulations.
The paradigm that I put you in is knucklehead.